Most of you are aware that you live in a reality that runs parallel to many possible versions of your universe.
DC Comics has hit it big with the multiverse concept, delivering us a diverse collection of unique shows, films, and crossovers for each universe. From live action to animation, there are so many captivating stories in the DC Extended Universe, James Gunn's upcoming DC Universe, and the legendary DC Animated Universe. But let's not forget about the Tomorrowverse, the exciting successor and reboot to the New 52 film series, the DC Animated Movie Universe. I've already done a video on this, so make sure to check it out because these two videos back to back will be worthwhile. To find out about the ongoing story through these movies, I'll be your guide as we delve into the evolution of the rebirth DC film series, the Tomorrowverse. Number 1. Constantine, the House of Mystery. This movie isn't the first film in the Tomorrowverse, but it's an origin story that sets the stage for everything that follows. It picks up after the dramatic events of the DC AMU, with Earth left scarred because of the Apocalypse War. Constantine convinces the Flash to reset the timeline in a desperate attempt to undo the damage.
And for my past sins, I decided to make sure I paid this bill myself.
However, things turn dark when Constantine wakes up in the House of Mystery and finds himself trapped.
Who's there? Show yourself!
After encountering his closest mates, who surprise him for his 50th birthday, John accepts the fantasy, but everyone becomes a demon and kills him. Each time he's killed again, he's pulled back into the house, only to meet a gruesome end at the hands of demonic versions of his mates and loved ones. He casts a spell to uncover the truth behind his confinement, and discovers the Spectre is responsible, so John wouldn't mess with forces he didn't understand.
Changing the Earth's past has created not a ripple, but a tidal wave of disturbance.
After learning the truth, John spends centuries being murdered in a never-ending loop. With one last trick up his sleeve, he knew the demons he sold his soul to would try to claim it, so when the demons argue about ownership,
You sold your eternal soul twice?
I sold it 3 times.
he uses the distraction to escape using their portal. While he has a small taste of freedom, Spectre confronts him and reveals his actions were misunderstood.
I put you in a place where you could spend eternity with those closest to you in an endless, perfect dream.
John then accepts his punishment, but Spectre reveals it's too late as he was trying to protect him from the universe, who demands restitution. Because John caused the universe harm, he's taken away, never to be seen again. Number 2. Superman, Man of Tomorrow. In the first official entry, the story begins with Clark already on Earth, struggling to deal with being an alien.
Aliens are scary. Aren't you glad they're not real?
Fast forward a few years, and we see him as an intern at the Daily Planet in Metropolis. Clark has already made some heroic appearances, albeit incognito, with a coat and goggles. After witnessing Lois Lane expose Lex Luthor to arrest him,
That's how business is done. I practically sat him in the Oval Office myself. He owes me.
things take a turn when he saves the city from Lex's rocket and discovers that the sun empowers him. As if that wasn't enough, he also has to deal with the appearance of the alien bounty hunter Lobo, who claims to be after the last Kryptonian.
You're the Kryptonian. Last one in the universe tucked away in Sector 2814.
Their battle leads them to Star Labs, where janitor Rudy Jones is exposed to bomb remains, Clark discovers his weakness to kryptonite, and Martian Manhunter reveals himself to save him. This encounter leads to learning about his heritage through a Kryptonian database John Jones unlocked and a warning to stay hidden. But Clark is determined to change people's perceptions.
You are an optimist, Kal-El. Like your father.
So Martha gives him a suit she made. As he starts to embrace his role as a hero, and the media dubs him Superman, a new threat emerges as Rudy transforms into the energy-absorbing Parasite. Superman and Jean respond, but Parasite gains their powers and kills Jean. Feeling helpless, he turns to Lex for help, who devises a plan with Lobo to weaken Parasite.
Harmless to humans, but having absorbed your powers, this might work.
Lobo fails and kills himself, hoping that would work, but it doesn't. So Lex weaponizes the kryptonite to stop Parasite and double-crosses Superman. This prompts Jean to save him, revealing he faked his death. However, with Parasite back, Superman appeals to his humanity.
Rudy, you're a combat veteran who served with honor. Proud father, one in first grade.
And with Superman's heart and kindness absorbed, Parasite sacrifices himself to stop an overloading power plant. In the aftermath, we learn that Lobo survived because of his immortality.
You could have mentioned the immortality.
I like to keep people guessing.
And that there may be more Kryptonian survivors. Number 3. DC Showcase Kamandi, the last boy on Earth. The short film follows the protagonist Kamandi in a possible future of Earth 2. After freeing his friend, Prince Tufton, from rat captors, they are all seized by a guerrilla cult and sent to join the other prisoners. Kamandi meets his friend, Ben Boxer, and reveals that after the great disaster ended humanity, Kamandi's grandfather sealed them in Command D.
And yeah, that's how I got my name.
He learned everything from his grandfather until he died. The cult's leader, Golgan, talks about the Mighty One's powers to save the Earth from destruction.
He fell, vowing one day to return.
And puts the prisoners through trials, believing one would show his traits. In the first trial,
it is said the Mighty One could walk on the very clouds themselves.
Kamandi saves Tufton from falling to his doom and helps the others cross a chasm. With Tufton's ankle fractured, Kamandi and Ben help him while the aggressive candidate, Zuma, laughs at his pain. In the second trial,
simply walk down the corridor and open the door.
The rats assume it's easy until they are shot at and killed. Ben transforms into steel, blocking all the bullets until an acid cloud is released. As the gas harms Ben, Kamandi, without hesitation, rushes in to close the gas valve despite the acid. Kamandi and the others head to the final challenge.
No creature could stand against the Mighty One.
Facing a mutated grasshopper, Kamandi saves Zuma from being eaten and ultimately frees the bug, who turns out to be friendly. Because Kamandi displayed true qualities, Golgan declares Kamandi the Mighty One. However, Kamandi realizes who they have been looking for and declares that he will make it his mission to locate him.
And if he's out there, I'll never rest until I find Superman.
Number 4. Justice Society, World War II. As the Nazi Empire expands, the Justice Society of America is formed with Hourman, Black Canary, Flash, Hawkman, and their fearless leader, Wonder Woman.
What do you say, Mr. President? Are you ready to end this war?
In present-day Metropolis, Barry Allen is on a date with Iris West, who questions their relationship.
But, Barry, it's been years.
But their picnic is interrupted by an explosion, thrusting the Flash into action to aid Superman in stopping Brainiac. When Brainiac fires a kryptonite bullet to kill Superman, Flash attempts to save him, inadvertently opening the Speed Force and traveling to World War II. Initially met with suspicion by Wonder Woman, Flash explains his situation.
I'm from the future.
Saves Steve and meets Shakespeare before Steve proposes to Diana again.
She promised one day she'd say yes, and when it was the right time, of course.
When the heroes locate a codebreaker, Dr. Fate, who provides coordinates, Shakespeare finds a boy who entrusts him with the package. It's Kamandi, and while it's unclear how he's in the past, he delivered the suit to the Mighty One. After Flash realizes he's on another Earth, the coordinates lead them to the Bermuda Triangle, where they meet Aquaman. However, his advisor manipulates him into imprisoning the heroes and helping the Nazis take over the world.
It's time to show those above what true power looks like.
Flash helps the others escape, and they head to stop Aquaman's forces from invading America. During the battle, Hawkman dies, Diana battles Arthur, and the advisor stabs Steve. When an armada of Nazi bombers arrives, Superman appears to stop their invasion.
Weren't you just a reporter? But I couldn't sit on the sidelines any longer. I guess it was time to get in the game.
While Diana finds Steve on the verge of death. He proposes one last time, and she accepts, but she gives Flash the ring, claiming that since tomorrow is never guaranteed, he shouldn't wait like she did.
I can't take this.
You said you understood why I said no. I was wrong.
Flash returns to Earth 1, stops Brainiac, suggests creating a team of heroes, and proposes to Iris with the ring. Number 5. Batman The Long Halloween, Part 1. As we journey to Gotham on Halloween night, the murder of Carmine Falcone's nephew by a mysterious figure sets off events involving Batman, Captain Gordon, and District Attorney Harvey Dent. As they plan their next move,
the Falcone crime family has to be taken down, so I'm putting you two together.
Batman spots Catwoman spying on them, setting off a high-stakes chase that leads him to Falcone's secret money stash. A coin toss between Batman and Harvey makes them burn it, where Harvey later learns he used a two-headed coin.
Two heads are better than one.
Falcone retaliates by sending Mickey Chen to bomb Harvey's house, so Harvey recovers with his wife Gilda, while Batman chases Mickey and encounters Solomon Grundy.
This is your place. Give him to me and I'll make sure he never sets foot down here again.
Although Batman arrests him, GCPD is forced to release him due to lacking evidence, so he receives critical advice from Gordon.
You've got a lot to learn about detective work. It's not just about finding them. You gotta know how they're gonna help your case.
On Thanksgiving, the killer strikes again by murdering Mickey and his triads, prompting Batman and Jim to visit Calendar Man on Christmas Eve to uncover Holiday's identity. As Joker has escaped to find him, he attacks Harvey with rumors that he's Holiday and interrogates Falcone for answers. However, while his bodyguard Milo chases him, Joker escapes and Holiday arrives to kill Milo for Christmas. Trouble with his investigation,
I never thought the Batman was going to have to be a detective. A good one.
Bruce attends Falcone's New Year's Eve party, where Selina breaks off their relationship due to their alter egos. Elsewhere, when Joker plans to gas Gotham Square, hoping that Holiday is attending, Batman responds to stop him.
He's the competition. I won't be number 2.
Back on the boat, Selina asks Alberto about his family, to which he speaks about his life and ex-fiancée.
What happened to her?
Terrible things. I let him scare her away from me.
Batman arrives, stating Alberto is Holiday.
The rejected son. Born to inherit an empire, but cast aside.
Though just when New Year strikes, Holiday kills Alberto and quickly escapes, forcing the trio to rethink the case.
If Alberto Falcone wasn't Holiday, then who is?
And who's next?
Number 6. Batman The Long Halloween, Part 2. In the sequel and direct continuation, Bruce has been heavily influenced by Poison Ivy to sign over all his assets to Carmine Falcone. Meanwhile, Holiday murders members of the Maroni family on Valentine's Day and members of the Falcone family on St. Patrick's Day. As tensions rise, Catwoman arrives at Wayne Manor on April Fool's Day to confront Poison Ivy, releasing her hold on Bruce.
How did you know?
Well, you haven't exactly been discreet, appearing with Ivy in public.
Holiday strikes again on Mother's Day, eliminating a key gun supplier, while Scarecrow escapes from Arkham. Batman responds, but is injected with fear toxin and has intense hallucinations of his parents' murder. If not for Selina, he would never have made it home. On Father's Day, Holiday claims Sal Maroni's father, Luigi, so with nowhere to turn, Sal cuts a deal with Harvey.
You want Falcone? That's the deal. Take it or leave it.
A tense showdown unfolds on the 4th of July, as Falcone's hitman attacks Harvey and Gilda. Harvey awakens to the hitman's corpse, which Holiday killed, so he becomes the prime suspect. As Batman reveals that he found Holiday's weapon in Harvey's basement,
Where'd you find them?
You're not going to like it.
Sal throws acid on Harvey, believing Harvey is his father's killer. After Falcone's birthday, when Holiday kills his sister, Harvey goes missing and makes his Two-Face debut on Labor Day to kill Sal. Though Holiday shoots Sal, before we know it, it's Halloween again. As Selina reveals her obsession with Falcone,
I don't even know my mother's name. I think there's someone who can tell me.
Your father.
Two-Face confronts him.
What is this?
Judgment Day.
Leaves his fate to a scarred coin, and kills him. While he turns himself in and claims he's Holiday, Batman later confronts the real killer, Gilda. She was Alberto's fiancée and wanted revenge.
Against my will, our marriage was annulled and our child ripped from my womb.
But as Gilda claims that Holiday is finished, Batman leaves in silence. Number 7. DC Showcase Adam Strange. Get ready for an adventure in deep space, specifically Sector 24601. The story starts with a drunk Adam Strange drowning his sorrows in a bar fight.
Not as drunk as I look.
Flashbacks to the Thanagarian regime attack on his planet, Ran, reveal his iconic look as he searches for survivors. Finding his wife, Alana.
It's gonna be alright.
No, not even you can save Ron this time, beloved.
She dies in his arms, and he later battles the Thanagarians but gets badly injured. After making it his life's mission to find his daughter, Aaliyah.
She's alive out there, I know it. And I'll find her, beloved. I swear.
Adam's jetpack warns him of a Zeta beam, which teleports him to the Eden Core mining colony. He kneels in anguish, desperately wanting to go back, but believes killing himself is the only way to grant himself peace. His daughter reminds him of his mission, and after a local finds him, he asks for Adam's help in the mines while he finds a way home.
I just have to crunch the numbers, calculate when and where the beam will return.
Adam initially dives into his calculations, believing he'll make progress in no time. Still, after several years without any results or a trace of the Zeta beam, he turns to alcohol. However, when creatures attack the colonies, Adam remembers the invasion of Ran, so he grabs his gear and strikes them. We can see that flying his jetpack is like riding a bike, as he outmaneuvers their attacks with ease, kills them with his gun, and throws powerful grenades to end their reign. As the colony leaves, Adam stays behind, awaiting the Zeta beam's arrival.
And if it doesn't?
It will. It has to, for my daughter's sake.
But soon after, his jetpack alerts him, so he doesn't hesitate and jumps in the Zeta beam. Number 8. Green Lantern, Beware My Power. The film opens with Jon Stewart battling PTSD and defending a homeless man who will return.
We're all dead! Everyone's dead! Dead!
When a dying guardian crash lands on Earth and bestows Jon a Green Lantern ring, Jon can't remove it. After asking for help, the ring takes him to the Watchtower, where he's mistaken for an intruder by the Justice League and is forced to defend himself. As he reveals what happened,
I ran over to help and found, swear to God, a little blue alien. Then this talking ring flew on my finger.
And with disturbances in deep space, Jon and Oliver decide to confront the Guardians, hoping for answers. Their arrival reveals Oa's destruction and the Corps' demise, but while learning about Sinestro and Hal,
Hal Jordan is acknowledged to be the greatest Green Lantern in the universe.
In the universe?
Hawkgirl attacks. Jon subdues Shiera and learns that a joint Zeta experiment went awry and sparked a war between Thanagar and Ran. While they search for the truth about the accident, a Zeta beam suddenly appears, bringing in Adam Strange. After an uneasy truce between Adam and Shiera, their investigation reveals that the scientist Sardath has weaponized Zeta beams, and rogue agents have helped prolong the war.
Somebody's impersonating both Ranians and Thanagarians to cause your war.
They track their ship to a base, only to be captured by Sinestro and his agents. While imprisoned, they encountered Hal, who explained that Sinestro started the war. After escaping their prison and heading to find the weapon, Sinestro follows and fights Jon, which ultimately leads to his death.
My master will kill you all.
Things turn dark when Hal kills Sardath, claims the weapon, unveils himself as Sinestro's master, and reveals that Sinestro infected him before they destroyed Oa. While Oliver tries to reason,
This isn't you! You're right. The old me would continue a useless fight against evil.
And is forced to stop Hal before he kills Jon, Adam sacrifices himself when the weapon is turned on Ran and Thanagar.
For you, Alana.
When they return to Earth, Jon decides to rebuild the Lantern Corps. Number 9. Legion of Superheroes. When Krypton faces destruction, Allura Zor-El reveals to her daughter Kara that she built pods to help everyone escape. With only one functioning pod, Allura sends Kara to Earth. However, the pods sustain damage, and it's unclear what happened next. Months after her arrival, Kara struggles to adjust to her new primitive life, while Kal-El has already grown up. When there's trouble, she suits up as Supergirl to handle Solomon Grundy, but she causes more destruction, making Batman believe she's a problem.
She's destroyed buildings and failed to control her powers. She doesn't care. With her abilities, that makes her a threat.
Overhearing his concerns, Kara leaves in tears, so Superman takes Kara to the 31st century to join the Legion Academy.
We came here with the time bubble. It's extremely rare technology that allows travel between two fixed points in time.
There, she meets Mon-El and clashes with Brainiac 5, believing he's Superman's enemy. However, after Kara meets the other trainees, she continues to bicker with Brainy.
Oh no! Too slow.
The Legion later arrests him for treason, despite Brainy claiming he's innocent and the Dark Circle is responsible. Kara investigates, and he reveals his family's plan to steal the miracle machine to bend reality, so she breaks him out.
What are you doing?
I'm helping you break into the vault and get the machine. If they had it, they'd have used it by now.
As they head for the machine, Mon-El stabs Kara with a kryptonite blade, revealing himself as a Dark Circle member. While the original Brainiac unveils himself as their leader and discloses his plan,
bend reality to my will as their savior.
They escape and contact the Legion. The remaining heroes cause a distraction, allowing Kara and Brainy to confront Brainiac. However, when the machine goes haywire, Kara sees Allura, and despite the temptation to bring back Krypton,
I have to let you go now and save the world.
She stops the machine and sends it to another reality. After beating Mon-El, the Legion recognizes the trainees as full-time members, with Kara growing close with Brainy. In the post-credits, Batman and Superman investigate a crater in Metropolis and are suddenly hit with the Zeta Beam. Number 10. Justice League Warworld. The story unfolds with three gripping tales. First, in the Wild West, a female gunslinger crosses paths with a notorious gang leader, Jonah Hex.
Those were some moves you had downstairs. Never seen anyone fight like that. You're a wonder.
He reveals that the town owes him interest, but they refuse to pay and hide in a guarded fort. She defies his authority to rescue a girl from his gang, return her to safety, and team up with his enemy, Batlash. After learning that a train set to blow is en route to the fort,
it'll vaporize everyone inside. Any minute now.
She derails it. However, Jonah kills Bat, so she lets loose and rides away. This adventure transitions to the second story, set in Scartaris. Here, the warlord Travis Morgan embarks on a journey with a mercenary to guide him to his enemy, Deimos.
For my freedom and a pile of gold. You give me those, I'll draw a map to his castle.
The voyage is eventful as monsters attack, and the mercenary sees an old man calling out to him.
It's you, isn't it?
Their quest leads them to a castle for a showdown with Deimos, where the battle is challenging, but they gain help from a woman. The final story occurs in the 1950s, when Agent Kent and Faraday investigate a crashed UFO sighting.
Are you ready to uphold truth, justice, and the American way?
Yes, sir.
While questioning the witnesses, including Officer Wayne and Miss Prince, they discover that everyone is white Martians. As they escape and locate the UFO, they suddenly find Jean imprisoned, so they release him and realize it is all an illusion. Jean reveals they're on Warworld, and he is forced to manipulate its prisoners before Lobo takes him to the leader, Mongol. As he interrogates him for the Warworld key, the trio suit up and begins to piece together who they are.
Evidently, I'm very particular about how I dress.
As I must be too.
Lobo clashes with Mongol for control, while Jean merges with the White Martian and reveals they are the key.
The log has secretly hid half the key in the DNA of the White Martians, the other half in the green.
Upon triggering the self-destruct sequence, a mysterious woman rescues the trio, revealing their pivotal involvement in the upcoming crisis.
The absolute annihilation of everything, everywhere.
Number 11. DC Showcase Blue Beetle. Here comes a short film set on another Earth, inspired by the iconic style of the 60s Spider-Man and the comedic vibe of the 60s Batman. As the Squid Gang attempts to steal the colossal Star Diamond, Blue Beetle responds,
"Sorry, Squid Gang. That diamond's bigger than your head and has a lot more brains."
Even though the gang escapes, Blue Beetle teams up with his friend, The Question, to investigate the situation. They uncover clues about the bankrupt company Zorts and examine the coins the gang used to purchase them. As they locate their warehouse, they confront their leader, Dr. Spectro, who controls the gang using emotional manipulation and plans to use the diamond to conquer the world.
So, you've encountered Dr. Spectro before?
No, it just seemed obvious.
The stakes escalate when the heroes Nightshade and Captain Atom suddenly arrive to protect Spectro.
We'll incinerate this insect.
And punch this one right where his face should be.
Blue and Question inquire how he could control them as the strong-willed superheroes, but Question believes he must have contaminated the Zorts, allowing for easy manipulation. The fight is on, and amidst the chaos, Question persuades Atom to change the molecular structure of the Zorts into an antidote. However, it's too late when Atom and Nightshade return to normal. Spectro activates his emotional amplifier, affecting the heroes and the rest of the world. Question is the only one able to resist him because he subjectifies emotions.
Once you subjugate emotion with reality, which I do every day, emotion becomes powerless.
So he knocks Spectro out, destroying his machine. While Atom and Nightshade arrest the gang, Blue appreciates Question's friendship. However, when Spectro suddenly escapes, Question refuses to accept it. Number 12. Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths, Part 1. At the start of the film, we witness the Flash time-slipping as the story fluctuates between the past and the present. In the Speed Force, Barry glimpses the end of the multiverse and races through pivotal moments of his life, from the accident that transformed him into the Flash to the formation of the Justice League. When Superman is injured in a battle with the android Amazo, Barry and Oliver take him to Bruce for help. Together, they decide to form a team to take down Amazo.
It is a terrible idea. I'm a loner.
It is a terrible idea. Nevertheless, it's exactly what we're going to do.
Recruiting Vixen and Jean. Their public announcement lures out Amazo, but the team struggles to stop it as it absorbs their powers. During the chaos, Barry enters Flash time to save innocent lives, while Amazo surprisingly helps him.
Why do you show concern for our safety?
Primary function, to prolong and improve human life.
However, they soon discover that Lex altered Amazo's primary function. When Amazo learns the truth,
you infected Professor Ibo with the disease to motivate him to create this unit.
He stops Lex, returns the stolen powers, and shuts down. But there's one constant in Barry's memories, that drunk homeless man who says the world's ending and Barry is partially responsible.
I walk all worlds that are doomed to die. My punishment.
He sends Barry to Earth 3, where he encounters the crime syndicate and witnesses the end of that universe. Back on Earth 1, the mysterious woman from the previous film appears during Barry's wedding.
Barry Allen of Earth 1, you are needed.
She teleports heroes from across the multiverse to a satellite and reveals she's Kara.
I question the wisdom of immediately revealing your identity to someone you just met.
We're not even from the same Earth.
The Monitor then introduces himself and warns that an antimatter wave is destroying universes. The geniuses brainstorm, and, drawing inspiration from Barry,
I use super speed to vibrate so quickly I can pass through the planes separating dimensions.
Build towers to phase each universe through the wave. However, the wave accelerates, and the towers aren't ready. Barry steps up and saves Iris, going into Flash time to grow old together, while they complete the tower with Amazo's help. As he channels his speed to power the tower, the wave passes them, but the Speed Force sends him back, revealing he's the old man who tells Bruce a vital message before vanishing.
You must stop it. You must go back to before the beginning.
Number 13. Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths, Part 2. In the next part of the story, we find Batman facing off against Joker, Killer Croc, and Solomon Grundy, refusing help from the Bat family.
We're not killers.
You trained us well. We know what we're doing.
I didn't train you.
Meanwhile, we cut to an intense interrogation of Dr. Fate by Psycho Pirate, also known as Charles. As he reveals his past, we learn of his struggles, becoming captain of a Nazi raider, meeting Aquaman, and becoming his advisor. After his backstory, Fate grants him the ability to travel between dimensions.
You've a role to play in the crisis to come.
So when the Nazis were stopped by the JSA, he traveled to many realities until Kara recruited him. The film returns to the past, where the Monitor intervenes to save Kara's pod during Krypton's destruction. For a species only to observe, he surprisingly took her under his wing. However, Kara confronts Monitor about his inaction.
You could have stopped it or at least saved millions, but you did nothing!
And he reveals that a grown-up Kal-El is alive. Kara remains the same age because time works differently aboard the satellite. While she left, Monitor brought her back as Kara's actions as Supergirl inspired him to stop the upcoming antimatter wave.
You have proven to me that only by taking action can one transform doom into salvation.
Returning to the present, storms of waves continue, so Charles tricks Monitor into giving some of his power to calm the multiverse. After Blue confronts Charles for being Spectro, a bigger and more intense wave approaches, so naturally, the heroes activate the towers.
Satellite, something's different about this one. It's not a wave.
However, the heroes battle shadow creatures that suddenly appear and discover they are sensitive to intense light. The Anti-Monitor tempts Charles of a world where he's a god, so Charles manipulates Kara's emotions to kill the Monitor for revenge.
No. What have I done?
And makes the heroes fight amongst themselves. The homeless man then appears, calling himself a pariah, and after meeting John and a quick cleanup spell, he reveals himself as Constantine.
It's all coming back. I used to be one of the most powerful sorcerers on Earth.
While John loses his ring to ensure their safety, all the shadow creatures combine to form the Anti-Monitor. Number 14. Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths, Part 3. In the epic finale of the Tomorrowverse, the Monitor's death releases enough energy.
The Monitor had billions of years worth of cosmic energy stored inside his cells
For the multiverse to escape to an unstable nether space called the Bleed. After months pass, an immortal Wonder Woman is rescued, and Lex arrives on the satellite to help resolve the crisis. However, the Anti-Monitor finds them and wreaks havoc, prompting Lois to uncover Lex's involvement.
You arrived here just moments before Earth 146 was destroyed. Not your hologram, you came here.
He confesses that he intentionally gave up their location to allow for study rather than letting all realities die slowly. With only an unbelievable surge of light capable of stopping it, Kara absorbs the solar energy of the multiverse's suns. Meanwhile, Batman remembers Barry's message on Warworld.
Go back to the beginning, Bruce. To before the beginning, you must. It's the only way.
And consults Fate, who reveals that the answer lies before the multiverse existed. Upon learning about Constantine,
he said he'd been tortured, in hell basically, since before this universe even began.
They find him drunk, and Fate uses magic to delve into his memories. Batman learns that the dcamu is connected to their universe, as Constantine reveals what happened.
Earth had been invaded. The old planet had been ripped to shreds. Bastard named Darkseid.
He cast a spell on Barry, forcing him to kill Darkseid as an infant, which changed the timeline. As the heroes and Warworld unite against the Anti-Monitor, Kara makes the ultimate sacrifice to destroy it. As Darkseid was a fixed point in time,
Constantine's attempt to erase a fixed point in time didn't change the universe, it shattered it.
The universe in which he had never existed kept splitting. Since the multiverse wasn't designed to support infinite versions of itself, the Anti-Monitors act like white blood cells that keep generating to stop the issue. Nightshade's powers lead them to the Miracle Machine. As John proposes, they create a monoverse.
The various versions of us would be fused into a single history that we'd all share.
The Anti-Monitors destroy more worlds, including one with Kevin Conroy's final performance as Batman.
If it has to end, at least I go out like this, being Batman.
Wonder Woman then relinquishes her immortality to power the machine and create a Prime Earth, allowing everyone to travel to the new universe. What's your favorite film or short film in the Tomorrowverse? Envision the whole story in both timelines and let me know in the comments. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button to stay updated on my latest content. Thanks again to my patrons for keeping this channel going, and I'll see you all in the next video.